Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Mahashim Kahash. I want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness in the house of David the elect. All right. Hey, and I didn't do this yesterday. I didn't think of it, but I also want to give, a moment of silence for brothers. You know what I mean? I'm quite, just give a moment of silence to brothers, who may be back with the Most High, Okay, and that's pretty much that, right? But what I wanted to get into is the spirit, because yesterday I did a lesson called a lesson entitled the aftermath of black culture, and I didn't even know about this dude Big U. I didn't even know about Yellow Beezy being indicted. He getting arrested, all right, for Lil Mo's murder, unaliving, back in 2020. I didn't even know these things. Like, they just, the spirit had me to do the video, the aftermath of black culture, man. And lo and behold, new rappers go to jail for somebody's unaliving. Little Yellow Beezy has to go through the court system. He gets indicted, all right, for Lil Mo's unaliving. All right? Because it's good, it's great. It's great that these niggas go to prison. It's great that these niggas, all right, get unalive, because black culture talks about unaliving each other as though you can't go to prison for it. They talk about unaliving each other as though you can't go to prison. Like, it's as though you could just unalive somebody, go home and eat breakfast. Nope, that's the aftermath of it, man. And sometimes there's backstories on it. Sometimes these things are staged. But the point is, hey, these dudes get unalive. The Most High is really visiting the gods of Egypt. He's judging the gods of Egypt, because the street dude is a god of Egypt, just like the diva. You have to understand, when you have a race that's intact, a nation full of intact families, a nation full of nuclear families, all right? The thug is the anomaly. He's the outcast, all right? In black culture, the thug is the big dog. That's the legend. That's the guy. Same thing with women. When you have a culture that produces nuclear families, intact families, a nation full of intact families, the whore, the sexy rag, that's a misfit. That's a misfit, man. That's the neighborhood whore. That's the neighborhood Jazzy Belle. It's like a movie, like a Black Hood movie, where you have these different characters, like Friday, the neighborhood bully, the neighborhood Jazzy Belle. You know what I mean? But everybody else is relatively normal. But in nigga culture, all right, in this demonic Frankenstein culture, it's a twisted, dark reality. It's a Twilight Zone. Because the person that was supposed to be the underdog is not a big dog. And a woman that was supposed to be like the neighborhood Jazzy Belle, right? She's the idol. Back in our homeland, Jerusalem, we had laws that filter out the wickedness. It's gonna say, thou should not prostitute thy daughter. All right? And there should not be a whore amongst the daughters in Israel. Thou should not prostitute thy daughter. And we weren't supposed to have whores amongst Jerusalem was supposed to produce virgins. All right, our nation is supposed to have a nation full of virgins. All right. If you look at the Amish, that's an imitation of Israel, because Israel was an agrarian society. Agrarian meaning an agricultural society. That's why our Lord and Savior, all right, he made so many parables dealing with agriculture, because it was an agrarian society. And one thing that's important about an agrarian society is that that's the foundation to an independent nation. That's the foundation to independence. All right, that we have a culture built off agriculture. All right, a culture built off farming, showing you how important farming was. Leasing the land to other Israelites, laws of equity. All right, that was our theme. It's really agriculture. All right, and that also spun our diet, because, all right, a lot of our food was farm food. Then, you had cattle, you had goats, you had sheep milk, then you had the wool that came from sheep. All right, then you had the market where people took their skills and the produce and sold it in the market. But ultimately, that created a self-sufficient society. But also within that self-sufficient society, okay, you had it's a lot. Also within that self-sufficient society, you had laws to govern that self-sufficient society. Civil laws, all right, ceremonial laws, judicial laws, dietary laws. Okay? And these laws weren't just base laws or one-dimensional laws. These laws covered the particulars of our nation. These laws were the 613, all right, the pillars of our nation. Then aside from that, you had the beautiful book of Sirach and the book of Proverbs that we're really supposed to govern ourselves with. And our brand, you have to understand, our brand was supposed to be the nation of wisdom. That was our brand. So when other nations saw us and they were amongst us, they would marvel at us, because our brand was the laws. And don't you know that you have people amongst other nations, particularly the small hats, they took our customs and our way and made it theirs, and now are perceived as being the elites of the earth. They took our way, and in turn, they kept us deprived of our way, and now we're perceived as the pagans of the earth, the heathen, the thugs, the criminals, the misfits. All right, we have a way that exalted us above all nations, man. All right, the laws was our brand. All right, that was our way. The scripture says, "This is the way, walk ye in it." You see? So this condition that we have in America concerning the 12 tribes, whether it's the dietary diseases, the high violence rate, the broken families, nobody gets along, it's part of the curses. It's a result of sin. We're living in a state of punishment. This is a state of punishment. This living condition that we are in. All your family members perishing for health issues. A lot of your relatives are in prison, or they've been unalive. baby mama drama. This is the result of sin. That's pretty much the point, man. All right. So now we have black culture. Within the last few years, one thing that has accelerated and has increased is the death, the unaliving of a lot of these big shot rappers and entertainers. But what that does, that destroys the morale of black culture, because these rappers have something called hubris. So the Elder Manatazak will get into. I'm sorry, Elder Manatazak will get into. They think they are invincible. So for us to be put to death, it shows they are not invincible. Right? Because that's the fallacy of an idol. Is that you think that idol is a god. Now you have idols, alright, that's personified as humans, or humans being exalted as idols, I would say. And when those things happen to them, it kills that morale of them being an idol. Because Jake's real Messiah is really Tupac, it's really Boosie, it's Jay-Z. Those are Jake's real messiahs. They know their lyrics more than they know the verses, the words of Yahweh. That's their Messiah. You know, Eve is more tapped into poor entertainers, whether it's rappers or R&B singers. They're more tapped into whore entertainers than the book of Timothy that tells the role of a wife. You see? If you have something called diabetes, right? There's an issue dealing with your pancreas and your insulin levels, to where you're producing too much sugar in your bloodstream. It leaked over into your bloodstream. When you look at the issue concerning our people dealing with whoredom, all right, that's a result of we don't have because of the curses. There's a system to have too many whores leaking into society. A philosopher once said, a woman can be two things: a wife or a harlot. A wife or a harlot. When you watch shows like 20 Women versus One Rapper, you see the example of our women being more like harlots than wives. But it's like just like a problem with your insulin that allowed too much glucose, sugar to leak into your bloodstream. There's a problem within our nation that allowed too much whoredom in our society. That's supposed to be something that's in check. Same thing with thugs and little degenerates, man. These YNs, it's like glucose in the sugar, man. It's like sugar all in your blood, man. That's a problem. It's supposed to be kept in check. That makes sense. You see? It's a problem, man. All right? And Esau, he's manifested in his kingdom as different industries. The Food and Drug Administration, the music industry, all that, man. Those are different facets of his kingdom. In the industry, the music industry is really like an enchantment. Not like, it's a form of sorcery. It's an enchantment on the 12 tribes of Israel, to seduce them to go and deviate from the ways of Yahweh by Hashemah on the side, the ways of their God. All right? It's an enchantment, man. We're really in a dark state. You get this big nigga named Juicy, right? And he one of them niggas, he's one of those YouTube comedians. I think he's pretty funny. But first of all, you know, he's sold out. And guys like him always do skits on hood niggas and all that. But he recently did a skit on like conscious rappers, right? But he really did it in the sense like they're like a nuisance, you know? And in this dark world we live in, if you have some type of positivity or consciousness, like you're like a problem. You know what I mean? You're considered preaching. But if you're evil, that's what everybody gravitates to. If you're dangerous, that's what everybody gravitates to, man. But that's pretty much the point, man. You know? That's pretty much the point, man. You know, just further edification on the mindset of our people. Being starved of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai and left to their own devices in the valley of the shadow of death. Okay? Hey, you got the Daughters of Music brought low. Because you can listen to music from the 70s, man. And 70s, 80s, it actually enlivened your spirit. It raised your vibration. It elevated you. It brought you back to life. Because real music is medicine. Real music is therapy. You know? You could be stressed. You could be frustrated. You could literally be in a state of depression. You play the right music, it brings your spirits up, man. All right? It's good to listen to, you know, real music. On that, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, I'm about to give our honor and glory to Yahweh. Bahashimi Hawashai, Bahashim Kaha Kodash. I also want to give them my honors to our elder apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone and Well, as well as peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect, Abba Baal, Shalom.